What's up everyone, Bob Freaking here with YugaTech, and for the past few months my Google Nexus 5 was starting to feel boring, outdated, and was also restarting randomly for no reasons. With the Android 5.0 OTA update still not reaching me, I simply unlocked my Nexus 5's bootloader, wiped all of my data, and flashed Lollipop. So let's start with the lock screen. The lock screen has changed drastically, with the dialer and the camera available from both sides, and notifications are improved, giving you more data to interact with. Face Unlock can now be configured to work in the background. It's now called Smart Unlock. If there's one thing I don't like about the new lock screen, it's the removal of widgets, mainly because I don't like how the clock looks like, but that's just me. Material design is the big story here though, including all the small things that make up for big changes. It will take some time getting used to before you finally utilize it to its full potential. The on-screen buttons are new, multitasking is now called Overview, which developers can take advantage of, and basically all of the Google apps are updated to this new UI. I still wouldn't use the Play apps, and I honestly don't like the way Google has scattered its apps all around with no means of hiding them in the app drawer. Movies, games, books, music, newsstand, it's all too messy for me. I'm also not so active in Google+, and Google is forcing us all to use the Photos app by removing the Gallery app. Hangouts is still as lost as ever, but thankfully Google has provided a stock Messenger app for SMS in the Play Store. There's also too much unused space in the home screen, with all the icons being too huge for my taste, but again, thankfully we can easily hide and ignore these problems with launchers and third-party apps. Two big features here for me is the availability of a guest mode and more importantly, screen pinning, which is turned off by default. What this allows you to do is pin an app to your home screen, and when you let someone borrow your phone, they can tinker with other parts of your phone without knowing the way out or your passcode. As for performance, my Nexus 5 feels faster and better. The Snapdragon 800 CPU and the 2GB of RAM never slow down, but to be honest, all the animations are sometimes overwhelming, and it makes me wonder if lower-end devices can manage it. As for the battery, I felt a slight increase for its longevity, but it still doesn't make the Nexus 5 a phone with a great battery life. However, Lollipop adds a power-saving mode which you can decide to use or not to use. Yes, it does extend your battery life, but I personally don't like using it, mostly because the whole experience becomes laggy with dropped frames everywhere. Oh, and one more small thing. When you turn the screen off, you'll notice that the TV monitor animation is gone and is replaced by a fade into black and white before finally turning off. It still looks cool, but I wish we were given the option to choose, as a lot of people are still wowed by amusing TV animation. So, Android 5.0 Lollipop is a great OS update, and material design plus the few small features nails the experience right. Some apps still need updating, as I can't use MX Player at the moment and YouTube crashes from time to time, but I'm sure those things will improve through time. For a software update to make my Nexus 5 feel like brand new again is a huge success for Google, and I will have no problems recommending this phone for another year. My only problem here is Google's forcing me to use their services and that some devices may not be able to handle Lollipop's animations. But other than that, it's as good as it gets, so I guess let's just see how it does with HTC Sense, TouchWiz, and other skins.